Good morning, everyone. This is Oscar here for TBP, and today we're just going to play some €5 games on Winamax. They've got a Monopoly promotion on at the moment. Um, so we'll just play some games, talk you through, and just give you a little insight of how I think how we should be thinking at the tables, and we'll take it from there. So, firstly, obviously, this player here is a clear recreational player, just purely because he's raising 3.5 from the button. Generally, like min raises only from the button, min raising or jams based on stack size. Like recreationals love to limp, they love to use bigger sizings, but we don't really do that. So here in the small blind, I look to play like a very, very large percentage of my range. So I can just go over a limp with a king eight. I expect this guy to be quite aggressive, given what I did on the button. And then here, I'll just go for a check myself. And then I'll just check again. I'm playing like King High's Showdown here. And then just fold 20 bet myself. Just open fold the 8-3. So when we're playing from the button, we play a very, very tight range just purely because it's the one position whereby we don't automatically have to invest any money. So combine that with the fact that you play in position post flop, regardless of whether you're playing versus one or two opponents, and it's an area whereby we play a very, very value heavy range to maximize EV from that position. So here, as we mentioned, another sign of a recreational is a limp from the button. So far, Gaz 62 has ticked two boxes. He's 3.5 extra raised, and he's limped. Here, 14 bigs, ace, king off versus recreational. I'm just going to open jam. They can find super, super wild calls. Queen 8 off here, not strong enough. We wouldn't raise this at all. 25 bigs, let alone 16, so we just fold. And then when I'm playing, especially if I'm playing like a reduced table count, I like to keep an eye on what's happening. So I like to see what Gaz is doing. I like to see what Gio's doing because information that you see freeway is really, really helpful when you then play heads up versus one of these opponents because you've already got some reads, you've got some insights into their game, so you don't have to try and figure it out on the fly. And that information is really, really key. So another limp here. So seven deuce. I just check back. He's thinking we will defend here versus a bet. We just check ourselves on the queen. And then here on the six, I'm actually just going to go one big blind just to see if I can get some value from any of his random ace X, king X combinations that you might limp button with. Um, yeah, there you go. So that king, I mean, he had a pair of fives, that's fine. I think we played that well. Here, this is Gio's min raise. We just fold. King Jack off at these stack sizes. You can min raise. I think I'm just going to go for the open jam here, just purely because we're playing smaller effective with Geo stack size. Another limp. So 100% VPIP so far from Gaz. He clearly likes to play. So yeah, nothing here we can do. This is that sizing. Like our hand 8 high. Just let it go. I like to play super, super solid versus recreational. So the aim of my game versus recreational is to make, a very, very small amount of mistakes myself and then adapt to each recreational. So pay attention to my sizing, make sure I'm not calling too wild, and just basically play a style which reduces the variance overall because the more hands we can play versus the recreational, that's generally where we're going to earn more chips. Nice, we got a walk there with a king two. A7 here, so we just open jam. And nine deuce, we fold. Let's give him a turkey, man. Oh, I didn't realize. That's quite sick. And then we'll give Gio something as well, just to yeah, we'll give him the finger. Let's give him the finger, man. Fold the 6-2. And then there's some cool shots as well. Like Winamax is doing quite well in terms of the animation to make the games more fun. Ace 3, we just jam. Queen 10 suited, like versus a reg. I'd snap call this versus a recreational. I'm just gonna fold. It's a pretty hand, but actually we can get ourselves into much better spots. Like here, that's perfect, right? Like I wish, I wish I could play the lottery with those insights. So yeah, we fold the Queen 10, and then we wake up with aces, so that we get rewarded by making a solid fold pre-flop there. So that's really nice. So Gaz takes it down, which is awesome. Gio's upset, he's sat out, and we're just open jam the ace queen. And we give him a rocket. So we got a nice positive setup there as well. So yeah, really, really nice game for us. Nothing out of line, nothing out of ordinary. Yeah, so let's play another one, guys. So this is a Monopoly one. Hopefully it's free parking. Oh, nice, it is. Free parking. Jesus Christ. I really do need to play the lottery tonight. So here, 2.1 big blind. I've got kings. This is a fish. Well, assuming a fish, I'm going to re-raise. I'm not going to make it massive because I actually want calls and I want to keep X Y in the game as well. So we'll just go 5 big blinds. Okay, it's fine. Queen Jack off. We're open from the button, so this is part of our opening range. Okay, nice. Four deuce here, like in a theoretical world as an open fold. I'm going to limp it. Unknown recreational. So I don't have any information at the moment as to why I shouldn't limp this. Then if I limp it, then my plan of action is to c-bet, and the queen 9-7 is completely fine. And then when called, I'll make a decision now. I can either shut down or I can actually apply a little bit of pressure with the ace. So I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure myself and go 75% sizing, and then probably be disciplined on the river based on the run out. And then here, when we bet here and he calls on the ace, then we're under the realization now that any 9-7 or queen is not folding. However, he does have hands like 8-10, 6-8, 10-jack that we now actually beat with showdown. So I'm just going to check here. Fold versus any bet, but I'm going to try and get to showdown. The reason why I don't continue with a third barrel is because you're going to have a very, very low, if not non-existent fold equity versus the 9 there. So when they don't fold on the turn versus the ace, then the 2 on the river is not going to change anything. So regardless of our size in there, I'm pretty confident he's going to find a call with a 9. So best decision we can make is just give up and then obviously live to play another day. Here with the ace queen, real nice situation for us. We call. They can have pocket pairs, they can have king X, they can have ace deuce. Like real nice situation for us. And unlucky for you, our Placia, he's got zero point 0.1 big blinds left, but we'll send him a turkey as well. Min raise here with the ace 9 suited. And then here on this structure, just going to go big sizing myself. I'm just going to bet full pot. The aim of the game is to front load my EV up front and then look to be able to jam turns. And then he'll have a lot of combinations in theory with his defending range, which will be call once combinations, so draws, gut shots, etc., single pairs. And then here, there's not the best river in the world for us, turn in the world for us, but it's not the worst. So I'm just gonna go for a direct jam here because there's a lot of rivers now, which can be incredibly scary for us. But he does have flushes. He has oops, sat out. That's a shame. Okay, so I was gonna bet. He checks on the 10. I actually think I'm just going to go very, very small here. Try and get Jack X single, King X to pay. I would expect if he had a 10 himself he would have bet. Okay, heads up. Queen 10 here, 8.6. I'm just going to open jam it myself. Like, it's a fine hand. You can limp it, but I don't want to limp call. So I just decided to go for the open jam. Here, I'll fold the 4-3. Strategy is I'm going to play as much of my range as possible. So Jack 6 here, I'm going to aim for a limp, and then I'm going to adjust when needed. I'm not going to c-bet here myself because I've got the 2 overs in the gut shot. So if I can keep the pot small, that's beneficial for me. On the turn, when he doesn't, I'm probably just going to bet small myself and then look to follow up on the river if he just flat called. But here, I'll just go for the fold. 6 deuce. Even with our stack size, we're not going to defend wide versus min raises. So that's completely fine. Here, the 8s, I'll just limp. And then I'm just going to check back here. I'm going to check back again because last time I bet the turn he jammed. And then I'll probably look to call a small bet on the river here. So like one big blind, completely fine. He is going to have some king X, well, not king X, but maybe like 9x, 10x combinations. But equally, if they hit a 4 or 3 or random, they will bet themselves. It's fine. Jack 7, we fold. King, queen, we can just open jam. Ace 8, we need a king or a queen. Pretty dead flop. That's a shame. It doesn't look like we're taking down the free parking here, but you never know. 4 big blinds in a dream. 5-8, we'll just go for the fold. 10-5, nice. King 10, that's good enough. Nice, domination. No. Ah, that's a shame. That's a shame. All right, go for another. Estación de la Delicias. Open jam here from Vernie. So we just fold. 6-4 off, button. Remember, tight range. We're not playing it. I see a lot of players make the mistake of playing hands on the button that look pretty. No, we play very, very disciplined. We play a set range. We're playing to make money. We're not playing to make love to the cards, right? Oh, Bernie's deep in thought. Send him the clock. Ah, he sat out. No, I feel bad. No, come back. Please come back. No. Ah, that's a shame. He's back. Nope. Okay, so we'll go for a limp here with a 10-7. We're just going for a smart check here. So, smart check, basically, I'm checking here because my hand's not really strong enough to bet 3 streets, but it is, a 2-street hand. It's also a perfectly fine check call in hand. And then when he continues here, like, even if we was ahead here, it's going to be very, very difficult to realize our equity on the river because I don't anticipate he's going to slow down. So we're just going to directly fold here. We'll fold the 9-8. I think Vernon's having some serious, serious technical problems. Yeah, he is. That's a shame. I'm going to give this guy a turkey. What else is there? Oh, this guy's funny. Look at this. Yeah, it's very immature. Oh, nice. 8-5, 8-3. Showdown of two Titan hands. So limp. Luna's had enough, mate. He's like, fuck this. 10 Jack. 9. Come on, give it to him. He deserves it. Unlucky. So typical here, recreational, like not surprised, limp call off King Jack. I don't mind how Vernie played there. I think that's nice. Here we're just gonna ISO jam the ace nine ourselves. 10 bigs. Get called by ace king, which kind of sucks. Let's hit a 9. No, we're dead. Oh, look at that. We'll play another one. So I'm 6,000. So I'm 6,012. 6,012. Yeah, 6,012 in the leaderboard at the moment at the €5 level on Winamax. So this just goes to show the actual level of volume on this side. Like, so that's basically 6,000 players ahead of me who have got points on the leaderboard. So it really is a very, very large spin pool. I think Winamax are doing some very, very good things to, attract regulars, but attract recreationals as well. Promotions like the Monopoly. So we've got flip flap, and we've got brava. Let's introduce ourselves to the tables. Let's go love heart for brother. And then flip flap. Let's give him the thunder or the lightning. Okay, wow. Very, very passively played eights there. He probably missed the raise on the river. I think the guy had like the full house to the 6. Nice. I do like it when they start to interact as well. It makes the game a lot more fun. So, as before, I play a super, super wide V-pip myself in the small blind, just purely because I want a limp C-bet versus the recreationals, who have a tendency to overfold. Similar scenario here to a couple of hands ago, when they defend on the ace-ace-3, which should be a super, super high fold equity spot for us. We're just going to check now, because if he's got any 3x, if he's got any combination that he wants to play, he's probably not likely folding. However, here, I am actually going to turn my hand now into a value bet at half pot sizing with the 6 to get value from a 3, King X, and any other combinations. I don't think there we should have a check river, especially when the player checks back turn to us. I think if we check our strongest 6x is there, then we'd be missing value. So I like the bet. Limp, ISO, min click back, rejam, jacks versus queens. What the fuck? He flops a jack. Unlucky flip flap. See you in another life, my friend. Well done, Bravan. He pulled that out. So I'll give him the. Well, I don't even know what that is. Joker in a box, maybe? Now he's going to sit out, maybe. And it's going to make me look like a right dick during this recording. Please don't do that. Nice. Okay, so we defend the Queen 10 here. If he bets, then we're just going to go for a direct raise on the flop. So one big blind. We're just going to go here ourselves. And I'm going to make it like 3.5. So like standard size in like 3x normally. I'm just going to go slightly bigger because if he's got Broadway combinations, if he's got, pocket pair combinations, hopefully under a 10, then we can actually get value from these. And then I can look to build the pot then to make my aggression on the turn. 7 deuce here. We just see bet on an ace, king 5. Nice flop for us. Should generate fold equity. Same as before. If called, then we're pretty much giving up, right? Well, 3-5 suited. Okay. Here we're just going to fold. Sometimes I might like a little bit of a min click back here just to be a little bit fruity, but today's not the day. We don't really know much about Bravan, so we'll just keep it super, super straightforward at the moment. I'm just going to check back here on the 7-4 deuce. I don't really want to see bet. There's, a lot of connectivity on this board, a lot of like draws possible. I don't want to get raised. I've got the king of diamonds as a backdoor and I've got two overcards. So I want to keep the pot small where possible because I'm also playing a backdoor equity hand, but also showdown hand. Here I'm just going to bet one big by myself when the four pairs because I don't want to give complete free equity to his random combinations. So I will just take the bet here. 10-8 here, we can flat call. We can maybe click back. Let's see how he defends versus a very, very small check raise. The downside of these kind of moves is if he jams, we can't call. So we are hoping just for forward equity. Here, as played out, I've now generated additional equity with the open ender. So I can either bet small, which is what my plan is. And then my plan of action is to bet small and then jam the river myself. I don't want to jam directly the turn because I want to generate more pressure on his 3x, 9x combinations. We're never going to fold out a queen. And then my plan of action here is just to jam and hope that he's got 8, 10, 10 jack, all of the combinations that we block right, or he can find a fold with a 9. If he's got a queen, nice hand, it's not happening. Like he will win, they're never going to fold. But let's see. Hopefully he doesn't call me like 8-3, right? 10-9, we'll go for the limp. And we fold. 6-3, offsuit. Pretty depressing. 7-3. So he ISO'd, he's jammed. I'm just going to fold here. So normally I'll try and limp these combinations, but Brovan looks like he's here to play business. So I'm just going to directly fold. Nice. He repaid the favor. Ace-3, just go for a jam ourselves. He's got ace-5. Probably going to split pot. Yep. Fold to 5-7. Jack-8. We go for a limp as well. I don't want to jam. Will be a shame if we have to limp fold it though. Yeah, okay. It's one of those combinations where it's not strong enough to jam. It's too strong to open fold. But we will have to change our strategy. As we know, Brovan is pretty aggro now. So we go check. And yeah, we just check again. Like, there's no point betting here. Like, if we was betting, then we would try and fold out, yeah, at least a 10x. Because that's what we're losing to, right? But the problem is this, that it's just not gonna happen. 10 Jack Queen. It's not really gonna happen. So we just give up. Ace forward, take. Ace King. Damn. Hearts? No. Unlucky. I think we played fine. A little bit unfortunate there in terms of the heads up card distribution. But yeah, that's everything for me, guys. I'll be back with another video soon. Keep crushing.